Now, what would we deem a good everyday watch? Well, we're going to discuss that a little bit more in this video, but hi to all those who've never seen me before. I'm Dan, this is Watch Me with Watches, and what you're going to get today from this video is hopefully a bit of fun, information about the watch, and if you're in the market for something that's going to just suit your everyday needs, or be something attractive for the collection, gives you good value for money, again, hope you enjoy this video. When this watch arrived, there was a few issues.
Now listen, babe, I'm fed up with you constantly buying watches, cheap watches from AliExpress. You could be spending money on me, but you don't. Look, I'm not listening, babes. I'm on my phone. Shut up.
But jokes aside, obviously another homage is never a problem. When you're down the rabbit hole of collecting these kind of things, it's a dangerous and slippery slope. Why not watch people like me and get a better idea if it's worth spending your money or not? And that's what we're going to find out, because everyday watch, what does that actually mean? To me, it means something you can wear at the office, or you're going to go to the beach, or you're going to go for a bit of shopping, get some groceries, or you could be washing the car, or you could be applying sun cream to your wife, or you could be going out on a big night out in the town. Many different bases would need to be covered whilst wearing this piece. Will this do it? This is the big question. Would you see yourself wearing this watch for all those wonderful occasions? Well, maybe not the shopping. So here it is again, guys, already on its presentation plinth, which, if you haven't seen my other review where I introduced this the first time, you guys absolutely love this thing. But this is a one-off, guys. I can't be churning these out. This is literally made with a tiny bit of off-cut at works. I can't, if I did mass production, I think people would start saying, what's going on in there? Anyway, you're here to see the watch, not talk about this. Quite exquisite, beautiful, handmade plinth. But anyway, let's get out of the way. This watch, let's start with what I like and what I don't like. And the reason why I do that is because that's why you're here. Oh dear. Negatives, I'm going to start with that. Mainly for me are quite minimal. It's not actually as bad. I don't know why I thought it was going to be bad. It's really unfair. I'm starting to get almost a bit too blasé about these homage watches. I've seen so many now. And in a way that made this watch a little bit of a pleasant surprise. First thing is this Myota. Although it's running okay, as you can see on the time grapher, it was running within tolerances. It's not bad. I can regulate it, but for the average Joe, like most people that are going to buy these, they're going to be happy. It's going to run okay. And it is a reliable movement, but it is not refined. That spinning is just, you do notice it a bit now and then. It is a bit screechy and scratchy sounding. It does sort of adds an element of cheapness to the watch. When we are spoilt with other watches having the NH35, you don't notice that's in there. And that is just a very reliable movement as well. But again, I think availability is poor, and Cadisen generally use a lot of the Myotas in their watches. The other downside, I would say, is this is the only colorway I personally could bond with. There are others you can get. One that's all black with a weird carbon, fake carbon dial, a blue one, etc. They just, for some reason, they just looked a bit bland, and I just wanted something with a bit of pop to it, and that's why I went for this silvery white one. But it's still just something a bit bland about it. The other thing as well is, I'm just a bit bothered by now how close watches are just starting to look like someone's just slapped a different name on the watch that this is homaging. I'm going to do a whole other video discussing homage watches. Look how much this looks. I'll put my watch here, and the picture of Popeye. Look how close this is looking like the Longines Conquest, the VHP, the very high precision quartz version. It's ridiculous, down to even the red accents and things like that. That is just starting to bug me a bit. And I know, shock horror, that's strange for a guy that reviews a lot of homage watches to say that, but with my experience more recently with brands such as Octopus Kraken, they're releasing watches which just don't just smack you in the face of looking like a clone. And this does to me a bit. It's just a little bit too much like that. Obviously it isn't. It's just been very heavily inspired by the Longines. This is a Cadisen, and this isn't a quartz. it's thicker. It's not going to have that same look and feel of that Longines. It's not a bad watch at all, because you do get a great spec. Screw down crown, a claimed 200 meters water resistance. I can't test it. Could do it. Maybe, maybe not. It does have screw down crown. It does have screw down case back. Solid end links, which is nice. They fit really well, which is a joy to see, because many watches don't always have well-fitting end links. These fit really well. No play. Female ones as well. A good set. It does conform really neatly around the wrist. You get that really good short lug to lug. Proportionally, it's great. The weight is good. The finishing on the brushing is delightful, and the polishing is not bad. It is better than the Corju I reviewed recently, which is about the same price as this. Even the quality of this milled clasp is really nice. It's got a chunkiness to it and a little bit of beveling on the edges, and it clicks in really nicely. And there's not any play or rattle. That is really well made. The only thing that's a bit weird is this Transformer-esque look on there. It's like a Transformers logo, but it's nice. It fits me well, but the only other concern would be there's no half links, no micro adjusts. It's almost to be treated like a butterfly clasp, because you haven't got any micro adjusts, but it does conform nicely. 18mm here, very smooth, blends in. That is an attractive feature, but you are going to be limited then for how it's going to fit you. But the positive side is, coming a bit later, there are strap options from my other business, and I can just show you how this is meant to be an everyday watch. I do like the detailing. I do like the 12 and the 6. It breaks the dial up. I went for the light dial as well, because I wanted to make that white date wheel sort of disappear as much as possible, because when you have the other darker dials, what happens is that date wheel sort of juts out a bit and stands out, and then knocks the symmetry off a bit to your eye. And I'm getting a little bit more obsessed with symmetry in watches, which is a good thing, because I think it's a key to attractive design. And having a 12 and then the 6, and you've got the logo and then automatic and 200 meters, etc., all running in a straight line here, having something else at the 3 kind of knocks it. So that's why, as a design appreciator, I went for this light dial, because it does help soften it down a bit. Jump back to another little negative. This screw down crown, even though it functions really well, it's not comfortable to use. And it's actually the main reason why I didn't buy, for my first ever Swiss watch, a Longines Hydro Conquest, because I found the unscrewing of the crown to be unpleasant and uncomfortable. That's the same here with this homage. They could have not copied that. That's the other thing about these homage companies. I mean, it's just getting to the point where it's just ridiculously lazy. They don't have to copy every blooming aspect of a watch. They could go, okay, well, from our experience and knowledge about watches, we've discovered that that sort of little bit there is a bit annoying and sharp to use, uncomfortable. Let's get rid of it. Why don't they do that? It annoys me a little bit, because they could just take out the flaws that the original design may incorporate down to personal taste and refine it a bit. They've got that freedom to do it. I did talk about the loom earlier, because in the negatives, because it's so pathetic. I forgot about it. The loom in this is disastrously bad. I'm saying the hands last less than 4 minutes once fully charged. That's crap. It's just not good. Back to the positives again. I really want to reiterate the fit and finish of this watch is really good. Cadisen keeps stepping up their fit and finish quality. This is a newer version. They did this a few years ago. People are going to say, oh, that's not a new watch. You're right, it isn't. But when they all look the blooming same, you're not going to know it's a new version. But what they have done is they've taken the one they used to do and they've just refined it, made it better. That's what this is. It is refined, in my opinion. Not that I've seen the first one, but I've seen Cadisens enough over my time of being a YouTuber to see how the quality has improved. It's nice to still be able to get watches from AliExpress that are going to be under your £100, because for many of us who are obsessed with collecting watches which are, you know, £100 or less, if you're going to add a watch that you can just enjoy every day, it's going to be a beta watch. This is another good example. You can keep it dressed up with this bracelet, or you can change its versatility with these different kinds of straps here. So that's why I think it'll fit in your collection. It is an everyday sort of watch because it's versatile. You've got the water resistance, sapphire gives it that finish which will last longer. It's got nice polishing, nice brushing, but you can tone it down, keep it dressed up. And it's got a reliable Japanese movement in it. And if this is going to be your first ever watch, you'd love it. I mean, a watch that's going to offer all this specification and such an attractive looking package, which isn't too flash or too bling or too expensive looking, but still classy, this would suit you. And on my 7-inch wrist, it is really comfortable. I've worn this to work all day, not noticed it. It's not felt uncomfortable. The only thing I notice is that squeaky and wobbly rotor sometimes, but even then it's not too bad. So let's get this review finished up with a few strap changes to show you how versatile this watch is, especially on a light coloured dial, and we'll kind of finish it there. So let's get some of these straps on. Now what works with light coloured dials, generally it's going to be your tans and your browns, things like that, because it seems to just help work with that colourway. I've done it with a number of watches and it seems to be the optimum for that smart casual look. And I'm going to get this on wrist to show you how good this is. This is the Crazy Horse. You've got quick release and you've got loads of different colours I do for these, and these sell so well, and I'm very proud of this collection I've got here. This saddle leather is so soft and it wears in ages. You get this nice little bit of colour changes on the leather, and it's so supple, straight as soon as you put it on your wrist. There's no break-in with these. That's why I go for this better grade of leather. And look at that, just great for a smart casual look. It's just so comfortable, makes the watch even lighter, and it's good for the autumn and the winter months if you don't want to wear a bracelet every day. You don't always want to wear leather. I will have one more leather shortly, but let's try it out on a rubber strap. So when weather gets good again, or you want to take it swimming, because it has 200 meters water resist, let's see what it's like on a nice rubber strap. I do love these. This is the Pioneer. This is a new edition, FKM rubber. You've got this lovely raised textured finish here. I think it works really well with the fact you've got a textured finish on the dial, which is something I liked earlier. It's got this weird circular motion design. We've got this raised part here, and then you've got this thing that locks this strap here so it never flaps about again. So this is a watch strap you could put on when you go swimming, go on holiday, go for the beach, all that jazz. It's going to work so well. Loads of different colours as well. So again, a light dial, it works with so many different colours, and even with green it works very nicely. Let's finish off with one last leather, and this is the Heritage. The reason that's called Heritage because this is a heritage stitch, and this is made with Italian calf leather, but you get to see the beautiful grain. This is so unique and so interesting. You've got even a bit of a fume effect with the dark edges, lighter in the middle. Again, any of these straps you see in any of my videos, just check out my store. I really appreciate your business. But oh yeah, see this damage? I did that on squeezing that on another watch, so ignore that. That's a plus. But actually, again, about this watch is the positioning of the spring bars is another really important thing for strap changes. That's why it's important I show you these things as well, because as you can see here, I tried out on an Accurist I haven't managed to review yet. I wanted to try it on some other straps, and the position of the spring bars is so close to the case that when you try and put a different strap on it, if you don't fancy the bracelet, the strap, as soon as it moved, it was basically gouging my blooming beautiful strap. This watch has got plenty of free space, as you can see. It moves just so nicely. So there you have it. The Cadisen is a great everyday watch. Link for this watch is in the description, but that's only if you fancy buying one or just want to find out more details. But other than that, it's been a joy sharing this with you. See you in the next one. Bye for now.